Hello everyone and welcome back to Lair of the Overmind for a Diablo 3 update. Patch 2.1.2 has finally released for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So I'm just going to be kind of running over the patch changes and letting you guys know what's been changed. So here we have General. A message will now display in chat when a treasure goblin has been killed or escaped. Players can no longer go brawling while a greater rift they paid to enter is open. The monster kills grant X experience affix is now multiplied by game difficulty. That'll be pretty cool and make that a more viable affix. And we have healing. The healing stat on the character sheet has been replaced with recovery. Recovery is an estimate of how much toughness you are expected to be able to recover in combat and is calculated using a combination of your healing, life, and toughness. So a bit of a new feature to get used to. The healing number will still be viewable in the character sheet if you mouse over the recovery stat. So pretty good. Life per vitality has been increased from level 67 to 70. And base life at level 70 has been increased. Healing from health globes has been reduced. And pet and follower life has been increased. So a lot of health changes there. Social. The total number of players in a community and in community chat will now be displayed on the roster page. Bit of helpful info. The presence information displayed in clan and community rosters in the friends list is now more detailed. The clan roster will now display the duration that a member has been offline, and the clan roster can now be sorted by offline duration. So you can have all of your most active members there at the top of your list. Classes. General. Improvements have been made to the prioritization of abilities that utilize damage shields, e.g. cheat deaths, absorb shields, and percent damage reduction. Pets. Several monster attacks that are intended to be avoided by players that weren't already dealing reduced damage to pets now deal significantly less damage, which is pretty good. Fixed an issue that prevented players from being healed by life per kill when an enemy was killed by a pet. So some more physics change there, that's pretty sweet. Barbarian. Frenzy. Skill rune Vanguard movement speed increased from 15 to 25%. Furious Charge. Skill rune Dreadnought has been redesigned, now grants Furious Charge 2 charges. I'm not sure, I don't really play Barb, but that sounds like a pretty good buff. Demon Hunter. Chakram. Serpentine. Damage change from poison to cold. Evasive Fire. Parting Gift. Damage change from poison to physical. Grenade. Gas grenades has been removed, replaced with cold grenade, leaves behind a puddle of cold on the ground that chills enemies for 3 seconds, and of course deals cold damage. Multi-shot with suppression fire has been redesigned, now causes multi-shot to knock back the first 2 enemies hit. Sentry has been redesigned and the cooldown has been removed, now has 2 charges with a recharge time of 8 seconds. Recharge time is affected by cooldown reduction. Hatred cost reduced from 30 to 20. I think that's a buff. Smokescreen. Cooldown increased from 2 to 3 seconds. Choking gas skill rune has been removed, replaced with vanishing powder, removes the discipline cost, and increases the cooldown to 8 seconds. Spike trap with echoing blast, damage type change from poison to cold, so a few cold damage changes for the Demon Hunter here. Passive skills. Custom engineering has been redesigned, now increases the maximum number of charges and active sentries from 2 to 3. Night Stalker has been redesigned, now causes your primary skills to generate an additional 4 hatred. So overall buff there for the Demon Hunter. Monk Epiphany, not really a change, just a bug fix. It's kind of disappointing, I was hoping for some monk changes, but oh well. Witch Doctor. Haunt. Grasping Spirit has been removed and replaced with Poison Spirit. Haunted enemies take 20% increased damage from all sources, and the damage type has been increased from cold to poison. So they're changing some of their elemental damage affixes here. Wizard has some stuff. Hydra, significantly increased the amount of Hydra attacks per cast. Attack speed now affects how fast each Hydra's head attacks. Weapon damage reduced from 195 to 165%, so a bit of a debuff. Skill rune Arcane Hydra, weapon damage reduced. Skill rune Blazing Hydra, damage dealt over time no longer scales with attack speed, and the damage was reduced. Frost Hydra, weapon damage reduced. Lightning Hydra reduced, and Mammoth Hydra reduced. So a very big nerf there to the Hydra skill, that's a bit unfortunate. Items, life on hit and life regeneration have been increased by 25% at all levels. That is awesome. The rarity of the rarest legendary items in the game has been reduced, so you'll be able to complete your sets a lot easier. The stack size of crafting materials and gems has been increased from 1,000 to 5,000. Hooray for hoarders. Ancient items have been added to the game. They are more powerful versions of legendary items and roll from increased value ranges for certain affixes. Ancient mojos, orbs, and shields roll with increased damage or shield block values, and they can only drop at Torment 1 or higher. The drop chance will, of course, increase with each Torment level. Any legendary or set item has a chance to be dropped or crafted as an ancient item, and legendary or set items purchased from Kadala also have a chance to be an ancient item. These will be about 30% stronger than the item if it wasn't an ancient, if I'm correct on that. The Band of Untold Secrets no longer drops. It's kind of sad. Bottomless Potion of Fear, new legendary potion, fears enemies within 12 yards for 3 to 4 seconds on use. The Broken Crown, legendary power added. Whenever a gem drops, a gem of the type socketed into this item also drops. The additional gem that is dropped will be of the same quality level as the original gem that was dropped. Note, existing versions of this item will not be affected, only newer versions. Okay, so that's going to be a new item for us to obtain. Shard of Hate, legendary power is no longer affected by proc coefficients and can now proc more frequently. Class-specific items. Here we go. The Legacy of Raykor. 2-set bonus. First enemy hit by Furious Charge takes 100% additional damage. 4-set bonus. Furious Charge gains the effect of every rune. And 5-set bonus. Enemies hit by Furious Charge take 3000% weapon damage over 3 seconds. This DOT cannot crit. Instead, your critical chance and critical hit damage will be calculated into its damage. Pretty interesting there. Demon Hunter, embodiment of the Marauder. Philosophy note. These changes are intended to shift a large portion of the damage from the sentries to the Demon Hunter in order to promote more active gameplay. These changes should be a slight net increase in power once you become accustomed to the new playstyle. Has been redesigned. 2-set bonus. Companion calls all companion types to your side. 4-set bonus. Sentries now cast your Hatred Spenders every time you do. And 6-set bonus. Your generators, Chakram, Cluster Arrow, Elemental Arrow, Impale, and Multi-Shot deal 100% for every sentry you have active. Hell Trapper. The Caltrop, Sentries, and Spike Trap summoned by this item no longer exceed the normal cap of those skills. That's a bit unfortunate, but that's alright. No worries. Monk, Monkey King's Garb, Philosophy Note. With only minor adjustments to supporting gear, build, and playstyle, monks with 4 pieces of the updated Monkey King's Garb should be able to match or even exceed their previous best Greater Rift time and level. With a complete optimization of the new set bonuses, monks should easily, or at least reliably, exceed their previous best Greater Rift time and level. So it has been redesigned with a 2-set bonus. Casting Cyclone Strike, Exploding Palm, Lashing Tail Kick, Tempest Rush, or Wave of Light causes a decoy to spawn that taunts nearby enemies and then explodes for 1000% weapon damage. That is awesome. The decoy explosion now deals the damage to the damage type of your highest percent elemental damage. So if you got a poison focus, it'll deal poison. Pretty cool stuff. 4-set bonus. When your decoys explode, you gain a buff that increases the damage of all of those skills by 500% for 3 seconds. So that'll help a lot of damage output, especially if you end up using multiple of those moves. Sunwuko Shrines now rolls with guaranteed empty socket rather than attack speed. Witch Doctor, Carnival, bug fixes, poison darts cast by fetishes should now properly benefit from your plus poison dart damage. And the Wizard, Firebird's Finery, 6-set bonus. The infinite DOT no longer deals damage to Rift Guardians if the player gets too far away. Going back within the allowed range should resume the DOT damage. New seasonal legendary items. Note these will not be available until Season 2 starts, and they will be exclusive to seasonal characters until Season 2 ends. Pretty standard stuff. New legendary gems. Esoteric Alteration. Gain 10% non-physical damage reduction. Upgrade rank grants plus 5% non-physical damage reduction. And rank 25 unlocks while below half-life. Your resistances to cold, fire, lightning, poison, and arcane are increased by 75%. So that's going to be a gem a lot of people are going to be using for survivability at higher levels. Gem of Ease. Monster kills grant plus 500 experience. This is multiplied by the difficulty multiplier. This is intended to be an exorbitant amount of experience for a low-level character. For example, a level 1 monster grants 40 XP, level 55, 8,700, and a level 60, 1,800. Or 18,000, excuse me. Upgrade rank grants plus 50 experience per kill, and rank 25 unlocks level requirement reduced to 1. So that'll be a great way to level up multiple characters in a season, promoting you to have the ability to get a lot more items for different character classes and all that good stuff. Molten Wild Beast's Gizzard regenerates 10,000 life a second. Upgrade rank grants 1,000 life per second, so that would be 35,000 life a second at rank 25. And after not taking damage for 4 seconds, gain an absorb shield for 200% of your total life per second. So that'll if you have both of those equipped, that'll be an incredible amount of life generation. Class-specific items: Crusader, Belt of the Trove, new legendary belt. With every 6 to 8 seconds, bombardment is cast on a random nearby enemy. Demon Hunter, Odyssey's End. It's a new legendary bow. With enemies snared by entangling shot, take 20 to 25% more damage from all sources. Wizard, Halo of Arlis, new legendary ring. Your ice armor now provides 50 to 60% melee damage reduction and automatically casts Frost Nova whenever you take 10% of your life in damage. Several existing class-specific legendary items have been updated to include a unique legendary power. Note: existing items will not be affected, only new ones. Barbarian, the undisputed champion. Legendary power added. Frenzy gains the effect of every rune. Awesome! Monk, Gun Go gear. This is what I'm going to be hoping to obtain as soon as the new season starts. Gives exploding palms, on death explosion, makes it apply exploding palm. So it will endlessly chain like it should. Witch Doctor, Wormwood, legendary power added. Locust Swarm is cast on a nearby enemy every second. Now rolls with 20 to 25% poison skill damage as one of its 4 primary affixes. We got some bug fixes. Anything really key here? Doesn't really look like it. A few bug fixes, that's We'll just kind of scroll through that. Achievements, Season 2 conquests have been added. Adventure mode, New Tristram Town Hub is now an improved layout. Awesome. Applies to adventure mode only. Whimsydale is now more rewarding. So, good luck finding those Herodric hamburgers, guys. Bounties and events. Bounties that were disabled after patch 2.1.0 have been re-enabled. The following events have received several changes, including changes to their completion requirements: the Miner's Gold Jar, Souls, Matriarch's Bones, the Miser's Will, and the Scavenged Scabbard. What a mouthful. Clear the barracks. Changes have been made to the first floor of the barracks to make it easier to locate the second floor. That's pretty awesome, so no more wandering around aimlessly in there. Nephilim Rifts. A new rift title. What a surprise. Players can no longer resurrect at checkpoint. Players now resurrect at their corpse after delay, and their respawn timer will increase with every death. The amount of gold and experience awarded upon completion of a greater rift has been increased. Many maps have received changes to the way their layouts can be generated for Nephilim and greater rifts. Less chance to get lost and kind of go to dead ends and stuff like that. Monsters. Monster density has been increased in several greater and Nephilim rifts. Monster damage in greater rifts level 26 and higher has been reduced, making them, of course, easier. The following Rift Guardians have several changes. They should be less frustrating but still dangerous. Blood Mob presented an unchallenging and unfair fight due to a combination of one-shotting, damaging abilities, stuns, and AoE damage. His leap attack has been modified to address these concerns, but will trigger more often to make the fight feel more dynamic. Erethon has received minor changes to his dash attack. The AoE element has been replaced with a range attack to give a more challenging, more of a challenge to ranged characters. There we go. Ah, man. Breath Break. Rhyme. Rhyme was an unfair opponent for melee players. The fight has been restructured so that his AoE can no longer overlap with the duration of each and the duration of each has been reduced. The addition of his ranged attack. In addition, his ranged attack should be more threatening to ranged characters. Pylons are now less likely to spawn next to each other. The conduit pylon now deals damage based on player weapon damage, attacks a limited number of targets, and will attack the same target less frequently. The shield pylon now reflects damage back to attackers, pretty cool. The speed pylon duration has been increased from 30 seconds to a minute. Now knocks enemies into the air and deals damage to them, awesome. Now breaks Waller for the full duration, yeah, no more getting trapped. Now breaks destroyable objects, doors, barrels, etc. The Realm of Trials has some changes here. The time between waves has been shortened. Minor changes have been made to the types of monsters that can spawn. Rewards now scale based on the rank of the keystone you receive. So the higher initial keystone you have, probably the better your rewards will be for the grifts that you go on. The Keystone of Trials no longer plays the legendary item sound or displays the legendary item minimap icon when dropped. Thank you. That was so misleading. Bug fixes. Fixed an issue that allowed follower skins to be changed while in a greater rift. Cool beans. Salvage all will no longer salvage items that are currently transmogrified or have gems socketed. Templar. Fixed an issue that caused Inspire to grant an incorrect amount of wrath generation. Can't generate too much wrath. You generate too much wrath, you get a wrath buildup. That's dangerous. Alright, monsters. The extra health and vampiric monster fixes have been removed from the game. Yay! No more extra health BS. Awesome. Anarch. Ooh. Maximum dash range has been reduced. Now has a short dash that will be used at close range. The Corrupted Angel has a few changes. The Inferno Zombie has a few changes. The Punisher has a few changes. Treasure Goblins. New Treasure Goblins have been added to the game. Be on the lookout for the Gem Hoarder, which will drop gems instead of gold. The Blood Thief, which will drop blood shards instead of gold. The Odious Collector. I don't think I encountered him during the PTR for the patch. And the Malevolent Tormentor. That'll be interesting. We'll have to check all those out. The new Treasure Goblins can only be found in Adventure Mode. Now always appear in front of a portal. Now have a special minimap icon. Only their best loot can be found on Torment 1 or above. Some changes have been made to the way they try to escape. So prepare yourselves for that. You might have a few get lost on you. In any case, that's the entirety of the patch updates. Thank you all for listening to me rant and rave on a little bit. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe in the comments. And I will see you guys all next time for the next Diablo update, gameplay, or build. Have a good day, guys.